Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rush Green for Liverpool as they come to town against your Young Irons. Kickoff has been delayed by 15 minutes. It'll now start at 7:15 due to the Liverpool team bus arriving slightly late. Classic London traffic there, halting them from getting down the time they would have liked. So I'll go over your lineups for this evening. Match week 9 kicking off with your Irons. Of course, coming into this game is the goalkeeper, Christian Hegyi. He makes his 4th appearance of the season, and wearing the captain's armband, Ryan Battram, in the absence of Eridas Golombekis. Preston Fearon, of course, started every game this season. He's involved, as you'd expect. Josh Briggs makes his 4th consecutive start. As for Ezra Mayers, he's back in the starting lineup. Last start was 3 games ago against Aston Villa. George Earthy, after being sidelined for a decent period of time due to a hamstring injury, he's back in the under-21s lineup. Of course, his last start in the Premier League 2 was that brilliant game against Birmingham City where he got a goal and an assist. So more of the same, please, George. Mo Kante as well, of course, and ever-present in that central midfield. Callum Marshall leading the line with Josh Ajala and Emeka Adiele. Of course, your substitutes there down on the bottom of your screen. As for Liverpool, coached by Rob Page, 3 changes made since their last game in the Premier League 2 against Middlesbrough. They won that 4-2. Calvin Ramsey comes in alongside Clay Ewing and Michael Laffey, leading the line, a player that a lot of the West Ham fans and players, of course, will need to be looking out for. Number 9, Keirol Figueroa. 7 goals in the Premier League 2 in 8 appearances to his name. On the bench, of course, goalkeeper Jacob Poitres, joined with winger Jacob Bradshaw, midfielder Daniel Onanuga, and 2 defenders in Pinnington and Josh Davidson. So those are your lineups for this evening's affair. 4 minutes away from kickoff. You're joined with me, Ollie Ordis. Of course, still no Mark Phillips because he's decided to be an assistant coach instead, which is a bit selfish, but I'll let him off. But of course there is more Premier League 2 action going on at the moment. Ipswich top of the table. They're currently a goal down against, I believe, down at the bottom, yes, a goal down against Sunderland, who are of course down in 23rd. As for West Ham, they're going into this game 12th. 8 games played, 3 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses, and it could have been 4 wins on Monday if Callum Marshall found the back of the net. An unfortunate ending for him and his side as he missed a penalty. Just seeing the referee here warm up. Not probably the smoothest of surfaces to be doing those stretches, but I suppose that is required. He was expecting the game to start 15 minutes ago, so he was probably doing his whole warm-up routine about half an hour ago. So probably a few additional stretches going in for the man to officiate the game. It could have been actually the assistant referee, given the fact that he's holding a flag and he's not giving up. He's wanting to stay warm, and now he's doing some side steps as some of the players just walk past. I'm sure he should maybe take up being a personal trainer. I'm sure the players going past will appreciate learning off him as they go into this big game. Now the jumps, and the door's shut and he's gone. I think that's the end of that for him, as we are now 2 minutes away from kickoff. Of course, thank you for joining us, everyone, live on this West Ham YouTube stream, kicking off this weekend's affair. Of course, the first team, they play Burnley tomorrow in a crunch match. 3 points there, please, Nuno. And then, of course, the day after, West Ham in a big game. The ladies playing against Leicester. So hopefully we can see their first Women's Super League game win even. And, of course, they are actually playing Southampton next Wednesday in the Women's League Cup. There's your lineup for this evening. Ryan Battram wearing the captain's armband. Christian Hegyi in between the sticks. It'll be a back 3 of Josh Briggs, Rayan Oyabade and Ezra Mayers. Looks to be, I suppose, a midfield 2. Well, don't suppose, it's obvious. Mohamedou Kante and Preston Fearon. Then Emeka Adiele and Ryan Battram as the wing backs, although we have seen Battram play further up the field, but I feel given his number, he's most likely going to be playing that wing-back position. Then, of course, George Earthy, Josh Ajala and Callum Marshall. What a front three that is for the under-21s. So hopefully we see some fireworks to cap off a bonfire night week. Of course, there's your Liverpool lineup. Players to look out for in K-Roll Figueroa, even Cade Gordon, who was on loan at Portsmouth last season for the second half of the 2024-25 campaign. So he'd have been teammates with Freddie Potts, and Freddie Potts at the moment, talking of the player, what a week he's had. Steve Potts, of course, being the assistant coach to Nuno, seeing his son play a player of the match performance against Newcastle on Sunday. What dreams are made of for players and kids growing up as a West Ham fan, and then to play in the Premier League for your side and put in that sort of performance. Fair play to Freddie Potts. So, of course, the lineups are about to come out. You may be wondering, why is it not started yet? Well, that's because the Liverpool team bus was late due to the traffic coming down to London. It does mean that kickoff was meant to be at 7:15, but if you're looking at the clock now, you'll notice that is the time already. So, of course, lineups to come out soon, or the teams to come out any moment from now, as we can see the assistant referee just waiting at the end of the tunnel. But thank you for joining us, everyone. The game will be starting very soon. Do let us know where you're watching this from. Is it London? Is it overseas? We'd love to find out. Of course, here we are live at Rush Green. It is the last game at Rush Green for the Premier League 2 of the whole year of 2025. They're next playing in Rush Green in a Premier League 2 competition next January, of course, against Chelsea. There are still lots of games still to come your way, live streamed on the West Ham YouTube channel. Of course, we've still got National League Cup action to cap off the year alongside the Premier League International Cup, where West Ham haven't yet played so far this season. So they've got games to come against Sporting Lisbon and Anderlecht. So that'll be exciting. And of course, games against Truro and Aldershot. I believe that's Mark. There he is right there, wearing the cap. Often he would wear the exact same clobber when he would be to my left-hand side in the gantry. So there he is, with the poppy as well. Of course, it is Remembrance Sunday, and the under-12s had recently visited the Poppy Factory to be able to be educated with the whole Remembrance Sunday and Remembrance event of World War I and World War II. Just before or after we saw Mark walk out, we saw Eridas Golombekis, who isn't playing today. Of course, he's capping off the week, having signed a professional contract to keep him at the club till 2029. So he's not involved. And of course, it's meant that Josh Briggs, Oyabade and Mayers are making that back three, with Ryan Battram there leading the lineups out, as we're about to witness match week 9 commence here at Rush Green. Tom Worcester, the goalkeeper, on the bench, who's been the main choice goalkeeper this season. And now it'll be Christian Hegyi, the Hungarian, who finds himself in goal. So moments away now from kick-off, more looking like 7:20, as the referee leads us on our way out. Both teams ready to start. Liverpool, of course, with a delay in their journey down to East London. They're out on the turf, ready to try and give it their all up against a Hammers side who haven't lost a Premier League 2 game for some time. In their last 5 games, they've drawn 3 and won 2. You felt like they could have won, of course, a couple of those in there. Specifically games against Arsenal, where they conceded a last-minute goal. The last game, of course, against Wolves, where they missed the last-minute penalty. And then even Brighton, all the way back in September, 3-0 up at half-time to then draw that. Of course, Mark Robson at the time did say it was a game of 2 halves, and I suppose scoring 3 goals and conceding 3 goals in both halves really does sum that narrative up. So we'll just run you through the teams as they're about to get ready for kickoff. So Christian Heggie in goal. It'll be a back three for your young irons of Josh Briggs, Rayan Oyabade and Ezra Mayers. On the wings, or the wing backs, Ryan Batcham, the skipper, and Emeka Adiele. In between them in central midfield, Preston Fearon and Amadou Kante, with Josh Ajala, George Earthy and Callum Marshall leading the line. On the bench, Josh Landers, Louis Brown, Gabriel Caliste, Jethro Medine and the goalkeeper, Tom Worcester. So thank you for joining us, everyone, live on this West Ham YouTube channel stream. Ready for kickoff now, 20 minutes late, but thank you for waiting, and hopefully it'll be worth the wait. So thank you everyone for engaging in the stream. Of course, there will be a minute's silence for Remembrance weekend and Remembrance Sunday, and of course Remembrance Day on Tuesday. A moment to remind ourselves of all those that sacrificed themselves during both world wars for Great Britain. And that will be held after this coin toss between both captains of Ryan Batcham and of course ex-West Ham player Amaro Nallo. So both sides ready now. After that minute's silence, Callum Marshall just having a kick about Ryan Batcham, handing over a wreath. As proceedings are about to be commenced, and Liverpool will be the ones to kick us off. So, of course, two games finished earlier on today. Crystal Palace drew with Stoke 2-2, and the same result for Middlesbrough versus Norwich. Leicester have just gone a goal up against Birmingham. That's 2-1 there in the Midlands derby. As for Southampton, they host Arsenal and are currently a goal down to the side from North London. As for Sunderland and Ipswich, the team from Tyneside, a goal up, and West Brom a goal down at home to Everton. So the last game to be kicked off is the one in front of you. Liverpool travelling down from the northwest of England to the east of London. West Ham looking to try and get more points on the board as they move beyond their current position in 12th. It's felt like we've had 3 kickoffs in the last 10 seconds. The player in the middle, Cade Gordon, been told to kick off once more, and there we go. They've succeeded this time. And Amaro Nallo, the centre midfielder, playing centre half perhaps as well, is the player to try and send it forward. Of course, the captain, Amaro Nallo, was a West Ham player up until 2023. He was part of the under-18 squad, so he'll be familiar with the likes of Callum Marshall, George Earthy and Christian Heggie. 3 players who were vital, especially Earthy and Marshall, in becoming FA Youth Cup champions. And after a few years at Liverpool, he finds himself back in East London and Chadwell Heath. Here he is on the ball now, with the goalkeeper Cornel Miscure just behind him. As they try to play it down the left-hand side, it's an interception from Batcham that sees another throw for Liverpool. That's a sloppy pass as Kante looks to try and find Marshall, but instead the ball gained back by Miskia. Ajala putting his opponent under pressure and winning it back over on that left-hand side. It's a heavy touch though from Oyabade. And when you thought that they could have briefly won the ball back, Liverpool are the ones that end up coming out with a throw 90 seconds in. Of course, head coach for Liverpool, Rob Page, most well known in his managerial career for being the head coach of Wales, their senior national team between 2020 and 2024. Of course, did come under some pressure after their dismal World Cup campaign in Qatar in 2020-22, and then of course was finally given his marching orders last year after a poor Euro 2024 qualifying campaign. So he's now trying to reignite his career, signed for Liverpool in June this year, and of course has become their under-21s head coach. So a refresh for Rob Page. And of course they're coming into this game trying to get 3 wins on the bounce, Liverpool. Their last game, a 4-2 win against Middlesbrough. So of course you can hear the fireworks in the background here around East London. I remember almost a year on, West Ham played Braintree and there were just constant fireworks. And can there be fireworks now as Earthy's on the ball? Here's Kante. Can he unleash a rocket? Tries to square it over towards Adieli. Brief spell of early pressure here from the young Irons as Adieli looks to try and pull off a strike. Marshall over towards Earthy. Oyabade will try and scoop one in. Marshall gets the header and it's the first effort on target. A clever header from Marshall that met the cross from Ray and Oyabade, forcing the save from Cornel Miskia and getting their first corner early on. Really nice move there from the side. The goalkeeper having to come across to palm it away at his near post.
Not too far, Trent.
So the first corner of the game. Here's Adieli. Kante's an option, but he goes over towards the flank. Now Batram. Oyabade over on this right-hand side. Kante trying to play with his feet. Oyabade will just shift it back to Ryan Batram. Of course, Liverpool 4-2 winners against Middlesbrough. The game before that was the Merseyside derby for the under-21s. They scored 4 in that same game, only conceded 1, so 8 goals in their last 2 Premier League 2 games. Of course, before that they hadn't found themselves with good form, having lost 4 of their last 5 games. They've only won 3 times all season, similar to West Ham, but they find themselves, well, currently in 16th, given the fact that Birmingham are losing 2-1. And they're, obviously, as things stand, up a point due to the current scoreline. West Ham still in 12th with Brighton just below them. Here is Ajala. Now Adieli. Kante trying to be closed down, but that almost was a perfect ball played through. Batram will pick it up. Now Fearon. Over towards Adieli. It's a low ball across the face. Had to be met by a clearance from a Liverpool defender. I think it was Amaro Nallo. Picked up by Preston Fearon. I think he's gone for the corner road, so a new hairstyle for Preston Fearon. Here he is on the ball. So the game yet to start off with a bang. But there are plenty of them around East London as things stand. Remember another game at Rush Green last year, doing it with Mark Phillips when West Ham played Fulham. Constant fireworks for Diwali. That was back in the first weekend of November last year. West Ham was 3-0 that evening. Hopefully it's a different scoreline against another side currently wearing white and black. Here's Fearon. Now Briggs. Ajala. That's a nice move, having his shirt pulled, and the referee instantly pulls that for a foul. Number 6, Michael Laffey, who was part of that EFL Cup game against Liverpool. And of course the 3-0 win came under some controversy really from Arne Slot for fielding a few of the under-21s players, 4 of which, 1 on the bench, 3 in the starting lineup this evening, featured in the squad that evening as well. Great experience for them, it has to be said. And I don't think Liverpool fans were too impressed by that lineup. Briggs launching his foot at it, finds its way through to Oyabade. It's got a bit of room around him. He brings it forward, now over towards the left. Here's Adieli. Oyabade on the underlapping run. Liverpool just staying in an organised structure so far, letting West Ham play with the ball in their own half. Slowly starting to go into the press as West Ham edge towards the halfway line, but they're having to sit back for now with this early West Ham pressure. It's a good switch over towards Battram. That's a clever pass through to Earthy. Fearon, sloppy pass. And the deflection falls kindly to Briggs. Everton have just gone 2 goals up at West Brom. They now go up to 14th. Ryan Battram being caught for an offside. Play resumes with Clay Ewing, number 5 and centre half, playing as a left back at the moment it seems. Here's Heggie.
Right shoulder! Nalo, right shoulder! There we go! Nalo, you're on your own.
That's a nice one too, as they look to try and unleash it down the line. Marshall was the player that last got a touch. So another Liverpool throw. Calvin Ramsey over on that far side, played a full 90 against Crystal Palace in the Cup. He was on loan at Kilmarnock last season. He'd been at Wigan and Bolton before. Another Scottish under-21 player, so he'll be joining Josh Landers next week in the Scotland under-21 setup. Of course, there have been a few other West Ham players who have been called up to international action. Rayan Oyabade, one of them, playing for Greece for the first time. Of course, he was previously playing for the England youth setup. He was born from a Nigerian father and a Greek mother, and he's chosen to play for his mother's home team in Greece. So he's been called up for the Greece under-19s for next week. Wish him all the very best with that endeavour. There's Golan Bekis, the player who's currently missing tonight's game. Could be potentially due to the fact that he is playing for the England under-19s next week. He's been called up again after signing his new contract until the summer of 2029. He's already featured in 5 of the friendly fixtures for the under-19s, and now they go on to face Latvia on Wednesday the 12th and then Saturday the 15th of next week. And then of course a third game for the England under-19s, in which they will end up facing Josh Landers' Scotland side. That's on Tuesday the 18th of November. Brief little 1-2 with Liverpool as they look to try and create some success. That wasn't able to be done. The goal kick is the outcome from Hegyi as it's taken short. Hegyi again. High and up towards Oyabade. Another driving run forward. He looks to unleash a pass through to Callum Marshall as he retrieves the strong ball played from Oyabade. And he plays another strong ball of himself, but unable to find a player in claret and blue, and potentially allowing Liverpool to come forward. But the referee feels there was no foul there, and Liverpool are frustrated, but Briggs will bring it forward this time. Now Earthy, such a creative player, and such a positive impact against Birmingham. Majala laying it off to Adieli, hanging it back in and headed away by Laffy. Majala's touchdown with his chest isn't a good one. Liverpool look to try and come forward once more. That time it is a foul, and Liverpool get a free kick. Of course, Callum Marshall fouling Laffy there. This is his second consecutive start for the under-21s this season. Of course, on loan at Huddersfield last year. Now he's been more involved with the under-21 setup. Of course, he came on against Leeds United for the first team just 2 Fridays ago. Just being deployed in the under-21s for now, perhaps just to keep his match fitness up. The West Ham fans certainly satisfied with how he's looked as a youngster when playing for the first team. Of course, George Earthy as well, a player that would be involved in that setup, but was sidelined for the majority of the start of this season due to a hamstring injury. Here come Liverpool. That's a smart pass over towards Morrison. He finds himself in a tight area. That's good improvisation from Earthy as he just nods it in front towards Callum Marshall. Adieli. Oyabade playing on the left side of a back three. Perhaps his best position really when he's playing in a back three, and Mayers likes to be the one controlling it from the centre. Briggs, of course, we know likes to play down the right too. So a quarter of an hour gone. Only effort on goal was Marshall's flicked header following the Oyabade ball into the box. Liverpool yet to test Christian Hegyi. He finds himself on the ball now. Mallow heads it forward, but it's picked up by Kante.
Tommy, bounce. Single 6, Tommy.
Foul given away. No arguments there. Of course, other players have been called up. Josh Briggs playing in the defence this evening, called up for Northern Ireland under-21s for their 2 under-21 Euro qualifiers. They face Latvia as well as England under-19s on Thursday the 13th, and Greece then on Tuesday the 18th in Greece. Nice little breakaway for Josh Briggs. Two loanees at the moment, Lewis Orford and Finn Herrick, both called up to the England under-20 squad for the third time this season. They find themselves playing, or potentially going to play, in the friendly against Japan on Friday the 14th. So good international exposure for some of the players in the Academy of Football. A sloppy pass from Kante ends up being a good one to Marshall. Perhaps a slightly strong word there, following Kante's pass.
George, free heights, George as well. Free heights, George.
Here's Mayers. Earthy was the target, but Miscure is the recipient.
Just be careful coming wide, too early, Glenn, okay?
See, look at this press from West Ham. Marshall leading it with Ajala just to his left and Earthy to his right, suffocating them at times. And that's a great run by Battram as he won it back, but the first touch just wasn't strong enough to keep the ball. And Liverpool have one aim, and that's to try and send it long. But it's not successful. And West Ham will now try and play out from the back once again. I think they were probably trying to aim to feed it down the left-hand side to Trent Doherty, but the ball just waved towards the centre of the pitch where no one was there in Liverpool colours. They've got plenty forward now. It could be a strike from goal. It's dragged wide, very wide there from Cade Gordon. He's got a goal and assist in the last game against Middlesbrough. Scored a penalty in that. And able to find his shooting boots there. Here's Briggs. Nice first touch passing there from West Ham as it almost finds Ajala, but he was second to it with Ramsey darting back. Both players going down at different times, and Ajala's foot that he sticks in sees Liverpool get a throw. Really nicely controlled there from Mayers. See the bright sparks of the fireworks in the background. 20 minutes gone, and Briggs tries to find Earthy. And he's had a touch. We'll see Liverpool have another throw. Thank you everyone who's currently watching on this West Ham live stream link. Also always bringing you behind the scenes access and live stream footage of the under-21s and other teams in the club. Of course, if you are watching afar, do let us know. Let's see which viewers watching the furthest away, and no pretend please. Here's Ewing. Heavy touch, he lost track of the ball. Here's Marshall. Fearon intercepted. people saying they're from watching in Barbados. I can't think of many nicer places to be watching this other than Barbados. How lovely. Although I do feel East London trumps that, and I'm sure other people agree as well. Here's Kante. Fearon, he's going to go from distance. There's another one, Vancouver as well. Shout out to you in over in North America. New Zealand as well. Interesting to know what time that would be currently. If I'm thinking it right, perhaps around 10 a.m. So good morning to you there. As we approach the midway point of this first half, gone fairly possession-based for both sides now. Nothing really worthy of taking note.
Don't force them inside passes! George, there's free heights on all day long!
Both teams cancelling each other out with their spells in the game. Both defences on top, it has to be said.
Same as again, Figgy, lock it one way, Figgy! Lock it one way!
Here's Briggs. Now Battram.
Can we play?
Final touch was off Pilling. Now Earthy. Trying to find the ball in behind towards Marshall. He had Nallo onto him. He didn't let him have a chance to get around.
Kane! He's on the corner! Tom!
Here's Ewing. Well, here's not Ewing. It's going to be a throw for West Ham. He was the target, but Cornel Miskier, the Polish goalkeeper, was unable to find him.
Get connected! Hands back! Help! Hands!
Here's Briggs.
Up! Have more outside here! Kieran! Runners! That'll see him! Left shoulder, Michael! Left shoulder!
Now Ajala. Playing
Left shoulder!
out wide on that left-hand side. Tricky feet. Edge towards Adieli.
KD8!
George, free heights!
Of course, it's great to see Josh Ajala back in the side. He scored 2 goals in his last 4 games. This is his 4th consecutive start, so since he's come back from injury, he's gone straight back into the lineup. Still yet to see him really gel in this game with Marshall and Earthy, but you do feel that front 3 on paper is worthy of one of the top spots in the division. Marshall trying to dispossess his opponent in Laffy.
Runs in behind!
The referee just wanting to halt play for a bit. One of the Liverpool players was tying their shoelace. Oyabade taking his time. Now Heggie. Could see the idea, trying to find a... I think it must have either been Battram or Kante, but instead gave it away to Ewing. He's looking to turn around Kante, now up against Battram. There will be a goal kick.
Josh Ajala! Spear! Michael, this space. Left shoulder.
George, start higher! 3 for 2, George! In their back line! George! 3 for 2 on their back line!
Nicely found towards Marshall. Well laid off to Fearon, and that's a brilliant ball in behind. Is he onside? It's Earthy, surely. Goalkeeper with the save. That's the closest we've come to goals so far this game, and Earthy squanders an opportunity. Just trying to lob it over Cornel Miskia, and instead just hitting his chest. But what a ball in behind that was from Fearon. And you've got to admire the run as well. He just shot it too early. Thought he was going to go round the goalkeeper there for a minute, Earthy. He is unable to score. But West Ham looking lively now. They'll have injected some energy into them as they tried to find Earthy through Ajala. Of course, he did start against Wolves, George Earthy. Got a goal and assist versus Swindon in that 3-2 EFL Trophy game. That would have been his first PL2 goal since his one against Birmingham back in September. Nice ball over the top, but it just swerved away from Trent Doherty. And this looks strong, this looks positive for Liverpool, looking to square it across, and then it's skied over from Kieran Morrison. You thought he may have had his third goal in the Premier League 2 this season. Looking for a screamer into that top corner, hitting it on the half volley and sending it all the way into the sky like he's just lit a firework. So in the last 3 minutes we've seen the two best chances of the game so far, one for either side, just before the half-hour mark. First 25 minutes been fairly possession-based, both sides cancelling one another out. Haven't perhaps seen either side get into a groove as of yet, but now we're starting to see the tempo just get increased a little for both sides. Of course, that was just the two chances. Whether that's a sign of things to come for the rest of the half, we'll wait and see. But certainly the two most exciting spells of the game so far. Here's Mallow. Finding Ramsey. You see Figueroa's occupying that space around Briggs and in between Mayers. Now Ewing. Morrison. Good defensive structure so far from West Ham. Not really allowing any chance for Liverpool to play a pass in between the lines, but they've allowed it there through Kante and Earthy. Here's Doherty. Hyde Gordon on the ball now. Back to Doherty. Low ball ends up with Mayers trying to bring it forward for West Ham, but Callum Marshall not around the pass where Mayers was trying to find him. Gordon waiting to then play the pass forward. It was a nice idea. It ends with a West Ham goal kick. Of course, half-time at the moment around the grounds. Leicester 3-2 up against Birmingham. What a game there. for the first half. Arsenal still a goal up on the south coast in Southampton. Sunderland currently drawing with Ipswich 1-1. And Everton 3-0 up at West Brom. Now West Ham looking to try and get a goal of their own. Adieli trying to find Marshall. Here's Fearon. Outside of the boot pass to Marshall as he plays it back to his number 4. And here's Adieli. Slight slip as well from Lucky. As Marshall tried to feed in the ball. Relatively Lucky back up on his feet. Trying to resist the Lucky puns, but it will be a corner kick on that far side. And Earthy to be the taker.
In front of you there. On to man. Walking on it.
Lots of movement going on from Oyabade and Mayers, but they're unable to find him. It's the rising figure of Nallo that heads it away. And they try feeding it down the right-hand side, but there's not much success there, and West Ham get another throw. Here's Briggs. All the way back to Heggie. Earthy coming deep to support his back line. Now Mayers again. Not much movement going on in the midfield, but you can see Ajala frantically running around the centre circle. Now Kante's making a run forward as well to join in with Adieli and Marshall. Managed to get space in behind, but what a challenge that is from Marshall. We've seen him slide in a couple of times this game, but that was certainly the best one we've seen so far from the number 9. Sending a ball out wide to Kante, up against Ewing. Here's Earthy. Will he try and make something happen? He most likely will. Test the goalkeeper, who spills it. Still alive for West Ham as it's hung back in, surely. Just wide from Josh Ajala. Looking for his 3rd goal of the season. But what a challenge this is from Marshall. The way his left boot just wins the ball back. Cade Gordon, the player he won the ball off, had no complaints. And then over towards Kante. His big figure managed to play it around Ewing. And Earthy with the low strike. Spilled almost by Miskia. And then Marshall's ball to find Ajala. Just didn't have the right connection there, Ajala. But that was another good chance for West Ham. Not just the Earthy strike, but of course Ajala too. So West Ham just showing their quality now. And especially Callum Marshall. He could have won the ball back there and ended up getting an assist for the goal, which would have been emphatic. Just over 10 minutes left of the first half. West Ham are starting to smell some danger now. Here's Gordon. Moving towards Ewing. Good strong challenge from Briggs. Takes a touch off Clay Ewing as well. Even better when that happens.
Here's work! Go! Liverpool with the thrower! Liverpool with the thrower!
Oyabade. Looked like he was going to be put pressure on from Kieran Morrison, but the slip then meant that Oyabade had some room. And now Adieli, surely a foul. Earthy looking over towards the referee. He doesn't see it. The pace from Adieli certainly beat Calvin Ramsey. Slight shove on the back, it's got to be said. Obviously, I don't get the benefit of another replay, so for you viewers watching back home, maybe have a look and let us know what you think in the comments of this live stream. Was that a penalty or not? You can be the video assistant referees for the next 30 seconds. Well, of course, if it was a penalty, would have given potentially Callum Marshall a chance to put his wrongs right after Wolves on Monday. But I think him showing what he can do with that slide challenge, the way he won it back, certainly shows how important he is to this side, whether he's missed a penalty or not. There he is again, showing his tenacity and sliding in once more. Doesn't quite have the same success with that second attempt, and now it gives a chance for Trent Doherty to gain yards on Josh Briggs. Rings in support. He looks to swing one in as Heggie sticks on his back line. It's a nice pass from Batram. Fearon assessing his options. He's got Adieli coming in now.
Keep jogging in for me, keep jogging in.
Just calming play down again. West Ham. They're certainly edging it against Liverpool. Just waiting for that breakthrough. Liverpool have looked like they can cause a danger on the counter. Down the wings. Surprised about Keirol Figueroa, the number 9, their top goal scorer, hardly been involved in the game so far. Now Batram in between the legs of Ewing. Tussling with the number 5. Mallow switch will find one of the blocks over there. Unsure exactly what that one would be. I'm sure Mark Phillips will be able to fact check that for me, but not too successful from Nallo. West Ham will welcome another throw as we approach the final 6 minutes of the first half. Doherty's up there, he's now up against Briggs. Positive picture this for Liverpool, but Kante manages to do enough. Briggs with the interception, falls kindly back to Liverpool. They're unable to break down that robust West Ham defence as Kante sees another pass for Callum Marshall. Could this be the chance to finally go a goal up? Marshall doesn't have the quality or execution to find Ajala or Earthy in the box. And Liverpool come away with a throw. But what a pass that was from Kante to spot Marshall in an onside position. The run too from the number 9 was brilliant. But he just took it further out wide and gave himself more of a challenge to then try and swing in a ball.
Are you ready? Positioning to receive.
Middle of the pitch.
In the press. Yellow. Trent, straight in by. Go on, in behind. Keith, you've got short there. Tommy, yes.
Here's Nallo once more. Finds his player with the switch this time in Calvin Ramsey. Here's Laffy. Now Heggie. Earthy.
Stay with him, Tommy! Laffy, where's your man?
Murphy caught under a bit of pressure, but he does it well, and Marshall unleashes a positive ball. Battram there, the favourite to get to it, but it's sent forward by one of the Liverpool centre-halves. Figueroa trying to leave a mark on Briggs. So far, that's about the only thing he's done. And West Ham work it well once again. Mayers. Fearon trying to spot the run of Adieli, and you can see his lightning pace, chasing the ball to the byline and winning a corner kick on the far side. Top work there from Adieli. Can never rule him out of a 1v1. You can see as well, Welity Lucky was in front of him, but the pace of Adieli, the acceleration to put Lucky under pressure.
Make it count! First contact!
And there's George Earthy, will be the one responsible for another corner kick.
First and second.
Ryan! Start closer in!
Found a Liverpool head the last time we were in this position. Briggs up there as well. Another Liverpool head finds the Earthy corner. Not the best set piece we've seen from him. Liverpool look to try and break. They're trying to get bodies forward. But Kante, the strong athletic figure, just not letting Trent Doherty have a chance against him. Even the slightest bit of pressure on that far side isn't enough to distract Kante, but that's an unfortunate pass, and Liverpool get a very fortunate corner. Heggie firing it straight into Josh Briggs' head. And this would be incredibly frustrating if Liverpool were to capitalise on that awkward encounter between Briggs and Heggie. Will be Michael Laffey on this near side. Another chance for Liverpool to attack, and we haven't seen many of them so far this game. And Oyabade makes sure for Ajala, who clears it straight away as we approach the final 55 seconds of the game, or the first half even.
Send it back!
Yes, Clay.
You're right, Jules! Talk to him, Briggsy! You then! Bring it up!
Briggs. Touchdown to Kante. Could there be one last chance in this first half? Could be Liverpool's, with where the ball's currently at. Here's Morrison up against Adieli. Pace of his own as well as he takes it to the byline and takes the ball out with him. I think he may go into the referee's book. Nope, that's the end. That's the end of the first half, everyone. We'll be back in just under 15 minutes' time. 0-0 at the break. Welcome back, everyone, to Rush Green here for West Ham versus Liverpool, 0-0 as we go into the second half. There's been one substitution made by Rob Page for Liverpool. Keyrol Figueroa came off. The player who was their top goal scorer said towards the end of the first half he wasn't really involved in the action. Well, he's not going to be involved in the action for the second half. So he's come off. He's been replaced by defender, fullback Josh Davidson. A regular member of the squad, of course, can play either side. So, of course, don't expect him to go straight into striker, but there obviously is a bit of a reshuffle further up the field. We did see Trent Doherty, Cade Gordon, Kieran Morrison playing as those attacking players in and around the central figure of Keyrol Figueroa. So I'd assume one of those players will perhaps slot into the striking position with perhaps another defender added. Time will tell, but no substitutions made by West Ham, and just the one for Liverpool. Scores around the doors elsewhere as we approach the hour mark. Of course, Leicester making it 4-2 against Birmingham. Southampton, of course, got the equaliser against Arsenal. That's 1-1. Sunderland have gone 2-1 up against Ipswich, which is a big result considering Ipswich have been flying high in the Premier League 2 this season. As for West Brom, they're still 3 goals down to Everton. Of course, still yet to see a goal in this half. We did feel like there could have been some scored during that first half period. I think the best opportunity was George Earthy, and he was through on goal. And he just tried to loft it over Miskia, the goalkeeper, but didn't really get the connection he would have wanted, and it went straight at his chest. So thank you for joining us, everyone, as we approach the second period. West Ham eyeing their 4th win in the Premier League 2 this season. Of course, it's fair to say this time last year the under-21s were in a stronger position. They were in the top 2, top 3. Remember, they played Chelsea, who were high up there as well. Had some really big games this time last year. However, with a lot of the under-18s coming up this time around, there were more big changes in the starting 11 compared to the 23-24 season, going into, of course, the 2024-25 season. Now you're starting to see them gel, of course. There could be some more. There could have been more wins on the board, it has to be said. A few of the draws, it could have ended up being wins, but I suppose that's football. It can go either way. They have definitely been the side on top, especially in this first half. And it's a chance in the second for them to get all 3 points. Here's one of the attackers, Cade Gordon, on the ball as he tries to make the run down the right, but he's fouled by Adieli. There's the substitute, Josh Davidson, looking like he's playing as a central midfielder alongside Michael Laffey. And then up top, of course, you've got Tommy Pilling. It looks like he's moved over towards the left-hand side with Cade Gordon down the right. And obviously Kieran Morrison and Trent Doherty in and around the attack as well. Here's Pilling. Over towards Laffey. Marshall putting pressure on Lucky. Changes his direction and feels that Miskia is the best option. Adieli with an awkward knockback, and he tussles with the number 10, Cade Gordon. Heggie was there. For a brief second, you felt that Adieli could have given away a penalty. Of course, there were calls for a penalty on Adieli in the first half. I think it's fair to say a lot of the West Ham fans watching, a lot of you lot watching back home, felt that it should have been a penalty as well. Here's Oyabade with the throw. Now Ajala. Playing on the left side, just behind Callum Marshall. Briggs tries to spot a runner.
Close off the six.
Down lower, there was diamond. Yes, they go. Down lower, yeah.
Jala nudging it towards Briggs as he lifts it over towards Marshall. Lucky was raised as he tapped the ball away from Marshall's direction. Here's another chance as Battram sends it over towards Ajala. Adieli in some room. Murphy trying to make a run as he just creeps outside of the box, but this is a good chance as Marshall pulls the trigger, fires it straight at one of the defenders' bodies. But that was a nice move, and Marshall could finish it now! He does! Callum Marshall on the score sheet, and putting West Ham a goal up 5 minutes into this second half. It's been coming. A really, really nice move from West Ham. From Adieli. The neat pass across the face. Marshall trying to find the target there, but instead the ex-West Ham player Nallo blocking the effort. But he wasn't unable to keep Marshall out that time as he slides in with courage and nudges it past Cornel Miskia. And West Ham now up to 8th. Of course, still 40 minutes left to play. But another goal for Callum Marshall. 2 for the under-21s this season. And can this now set the tone for a strong display in this second half?
Willis, he's doing what you can do.
There's trying to head it away, not once but twice, as Kante looks to catch them off guard. Here's Earthy as they look for a quick fire double. Just calming it down through Fearon. back to him from Briggs.
Forward.
Yes, Kate.
Forward.
Now Mayers.
Here we go. Now keep it.
It's a sloppy pass.
Good idea, Ryan.
As Callum Marshall was onto it in a flash.
Good idea, Ryan. Get round. Go Burley.
Well, it's been coming, and it's reassuring for West Ham to finally find the back of the net in this game. It's not like they've hardly peppered Cornel Misquier's goal. You feel like when you're on top and you're dominating and you're having the better chances, you're making more chances, you really want to start converting them. And that's what Callum Marshall has done right now. Free kick for Liverpool. Another goal in the Leicester-Birmingham game. Leicester extending their advantage to 3 goals as they find themselves 5-2 up. Sunderland as well. They just added a third, so 3-1 against Flying High Ipswich.
Find the king.
David Wider. This is you, Josh.
Ipswich still top. Man United right up against them though. Just 1 point off them, but still with a game in hand on the Tractor Boys. Sunderland, of course, all the way down in 23rd. It's a very impressive win and shows nothing's guaranteed. Of course, at the same time, though, under-21s football can be hard to predict when you have players that can easily just go up to the first team for a week and then all of a sudden it really weakens that side that was so good and promising in their normal league setup in the Premier League too. Of course, with Ipswich's run of form in the Championship, they've just started to pick up some points, but they may be looking at the under-21s to try and provide them some joy in the start of what hasn't been a season of great victories that they perhaps were expecting.
Yes, where you're out.
And Mayers. Weabade. In on him. Ajala gives it straight to his opponent in Laffy. There's a chance in behind the West Ham midfield now to try and attack for Liverpool. Gordon is waiting in a stationary position, and now we'll find Laffy. Here's Davidson. Chance now for Ajala down this left-hand side. He just lets it bounce, trying to keep it under his spell. Takes it on his left and fires it wide, hitting the brickwork in the new building behind the goal. Frustrated with his effort there. Just bounced, and perhaps in the motion of when the ball left the ground following that bounce, it kind of just swiveled backwards. Perhaps Ajala wasn't really expecting. Meant that he had to adjust his body a little bit. That just kind of took the momentum out that he was building up with that run forward in space. But they're on top here, West Ham.
Yes, Tommy's in here.
Well done. Shape early, shape early, shape early. Goes back.
Get up! Get up!
Pressing. Quality.
Foul unlucky.
Get off, get away from the 9. Get in the middle. Go play. 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 Tommy Kieran, come alive.
Yes, Keith. Yes, Keith. Good. Trent, double up. This one. Trent, double up.
Here's Ramsey.
Back inside. Keep working it.
You to take him for a wander then.
Playing it freely in their own half, Liverpool, as they just try to get out of it. Kante shoulders the ball away, but not very well. As there could be a chance opening up now for Liverpool. Liverpool throw.
Nothing through us! This one!
Here's Gordon. Challenged by Adieli, and it's a strong one as he wins it back. Marshall just waiting for the run of Ajala, so he just gets blocked off by Ramsey. Held up nicely by Fearon.
Control! Limit your man!
Lovely move there from Fearon as he opens up room in front of him and tries to slide through Adieli. Mischio was alert. Well, that would have been a lovely goal, all coming from Preston Fearon. Just a yard in front of Adieli.
Yeah, that's better. We can't, what with him?
Here's Briggs. Now Murphy.
Frame behind! Frame behind! Let's keep!
Great challenge, and it's a mischallenge. And here's Ajala as he goes down. Marshall wants to keep the move going, and so does Ajala. Nice turn from Marshall, firing it low. Beyond the bodies that he was intending for. And picked up by Clay Ewing.
Tommy, get the ball! Better!
Liverpool looking to try and spot the run of their number 10. Eggy was there. Now Adieli. To Marshall and Earthy. A lot of skills on show tonight in the second half. Adieli trying to poke it through Calvin Ramsey. Here's Earthy.
That's it, plus R1. Bring him this way.
Right, Simon!
We're Bade.
Tempo! You're in! Switch up! Yes. Come on, make it easy for ourselves. Come on.
Hey, keep the press going. Keep the press going.
What's up? What's up, Chief?
So still only the one substitution made by one of the teams, and that's Liverpool. As we're over the hour mark now, Callum Marshall's goal is what keeps West Ham in front. And sloppy passes like that will also keep West Ham nicely in front, as they have another throw further up the pitch this time. And just as I mentioned, substitutions. Daniel Onanuga is about to join the action as he replaces Trent Doherty. Of course, the central midfielder, box to box, signed his first professional deal 2 years ago to this month. And he's also going to be coming on with number 12, Joseph Bradshaw, a winger. He replaces the defender and fullback Clay Ewing. Joseph Bradshaw, of course, coming on, signed his first professional contract in this summer. He's been at Liverpool ever since he was an under 12. So, change in tactics there as a left back comes off for a left winger. same time, one of the wingers being replaced by a box-to-box midfielder. Here's Marshall, now fearing as it runs through his body. Here's Bradshaw with his first touch of the game. He was fouled, and this looks promising, albeit not many Liverpool players back. Here's Gordon, looking to curl one, and that looked dangerous for a brief moment once it was in the air. Ramsey, the right back, in a centre-forward position, looking to be the recipient of that ball, just 2 yards in front of him. So it does just show what Liverpool can do, especially with their substitutions. That's the closest, almost dangerous they've looked in this second half. Perhaps it's no coincidence that they have their best move once they've brought on some substitutions, so West Ham will have to be wary. Here's Oyabade. Picked up by Adieli. Looking like he may fancy to go on his right. He nudges it forward to Marshall. He had to stretch out to try and keep the ball, but it's picked up by one of the other substitutions in Onanuga.
Tommy, higher when we got the ball, Leffy!
That's a lovely flick. And he's brought down. Josh Davidson. Liverpool potentially just starting to have a spell in the game now as they pose questions at West Ham.
Yes.
Just over 25 minutes. West Ham still with just a slender 1-goal lead through Callum Marshall. Feel Liverpool could start to show a threat to West Ham. And of course, as anyone would want, West Ham to get a second goal to ensure there are a little nerves going into the final moments of the game, but still enough football to be played for the scoreline to completely change. As Bradshaw will go in on Heggie.
Change the speed!
Earthy. This is a good run, and Jala! There's the second goal! Just as I was saying, West Ham would want to double their lead to ensure less nerves going into the latter stages of this game. There's Josh Ajala to pop up with his third goal in the last 5 games. Thunders it in to the inside of the post. And that really came out of nothing. And number 9 and number 10 on the score sheet this evening. And 2 substitutions about to come on for West Ham as they find themselves in a healthier position than they did just moments ago. Josh Landers being brought into the frame, as is Gabriel Caliste coming off George Earthy. We'll get confirmation on who is to come off for Landers, and it is the first goal scorer, Callum Marshall. Of course, Josh Landers coming onto the pitch knowing that he'll be playing with Scotland next week for the under-21s, and Gabriel Caliste, of course, the Mauritius international, became the first ever Mauritius player for West Ham after signing his first ever pro contract with the club earlier on in January of 2025. And not a bad player or duo of players to bring on. Of Of course, Gabriel Caliste was saying before the game about his time at West Ham. Used to play with Eridas Golombekis, played with him back when they were around 8 years old for East Ham Rovers. Said he played with Golombekis. He was the striker, Eridas was, and of course Caliste himself was the midfielder. He said Golombekis used to score all of the goals and Caliste used to assist them. Now, of course, Caliste's in a similar position, attacking midfield, whereas Golombekis has gone from striker to centre-half, but fairly sure 99% of footballers who make it or who sign professional deals were once strikers in previous years gone by. A nice little story between Caliste and Golombekis, who still ply their trade together, now in the under-21 setup.
Throwing game. Get connected, Landers. We need ya. You and Emeka connected. We need ya. Throwing game.
Oyabade looking forward. Jala's chest down to Fearon. We'll see a ball thumped all the way into the Liverpool half. Here's Bradshaw. He's looked lively since coming on, but he's caught offside there. And Kante wastes no time in getting the ball forward. Ajala. Back to Mayers. Kante letting the ball run through. And he's fouled and wins it nicely. Leicester have made it 6-2 against Birmingham. Running riot there in the Midlands derby. That puts Leicester up to 10th. West Ham now in 8th. Just over 20 minutes away, plus stoppage time, from getting their 4th win of the Premier League 2. As for Birmingham, they fall just outside of the playoffs now due to goal difference. So that heavy scoreline in favour of Leicester is doing them no favours as we speak. Of course, this is the last game of the Premier League 2 until 2026. And of course, this is the last game, the penultimate game for Liverpool in this calendar year. Their next fixture is next week against Swindon in the EFL Trophy. But West Ham still have 4 fixtures left of this calendar year. They travel all the way to Truro, who are flying high in the National League Cup. That's on the 25th of November. We'll be bringing you that live on Tuesday the 25th of November, as we'll be bringing you live the week after that, or 2 weeks after that, on the 3rd of December. Athletic Bilbao travel to Chadwell Heath for the second time in 2 seasons as West Ham kick off their Premier League International Cup campaign. And a journey to Aldershot on the 9th of December, a week after the Bilbao game. That will then complete their National League Cup group stage game. And then Sporting Lisbon at home on the 17th of December, just a week before Christmas, to cap off the year for your young Irons. So this result currently puts Liverpool down to 19th.
Good idea.
Ball swung goalwards by Oyabade. Well, with players like Ajala and Adieli showing their quality, of course Fearon as well, They've all come into the side with other players having gone out on loan, and that brings me on to some of the players who are currently on loan away from West Ham at the moment. Gideon Codger, as we all know, last week scoring the winner for Luton for Jack Wilshere's side. What a moment that is for his young career so far. Lewis Orford, he made 2 competitive debuts in the last week. FA Cup, he came on as a substitute in their defeat against Chesterfield. That was last Saturday. And then he made his EFL debut just days later. Reading away, came on for the final 17 minutes there. So good work there for Lewis Orford. And what a moment as well to make an FA Cup senior debut. A real pinch yourself moment that must have been for the previous number 8. Caelan Casey, another player that's enjoying life at Swansea City. He's had 3 consecutive starts now for the Swans. He played a full 90 minutes against Manchester City. I mean, to think he was, of course, playing for the under-21s earlier on this year. I remember he scored a goal against Arsenal for the winner, and now you're coming up against the likes of Bernardo Silva, Omar Marmoush, all of these quality City players. I mean, that is some progression there for Caelan Casey, so we really do love to see that for West Ham, albeit the result didn't go their way. They still did go a goal up, so what a moment that would have been for his side. He also got an assist recently in a 1-1 draw against Charlton. He assisted Adam Ida's equaliser, so he really is fitting in well to senior football in the Championship. As for Mason Terry and Finn Herrick, 2 goalkeepers, unfortunately missed the last games for Braintree and Boreham Wood due to injury. And Regan Clayton was an unused substitute as well. There could be a chance now for Preston Fearon. Skies it just over. Really strong strike there from Preston Fearon, aiming for the roof of the net. But it's just over the woodwork. He won the ball back as well. Landers laying it off nicely to Kante to then set off the run of Fearon. I think it almost came off the gloves. That should be a corner. It is a corner kick. What a strike that was then.
Round the back. We pick it up round the back.
Cheeky couple of kick-ups there as he warms up to take his first corner of the evening. This is the first West Ham corner of the second half. Had a couple on that same side, but from George Earthy, both didn't really have the best execution.
Hey, round the
And
back.
Fearon go a step further. He can't. Finds the first man in Daniel Onanuga.
Pick up. Pick up. Round the back. Tommy.
Battram
Who's got the 5?
over towards Kante.
No.
Still Kante. Looks to maybe get one on his left. Oh my! An absolute screamer from Mamadou Kante. And that seals all 3 points. And what a goal as well. Fireworks there from Mamadou Kante. An absolute rocket into the roof of the net. And you won't see many more satisfying goals this weekend. Calm as you like from Kante. A brilliant second half performance from West Ham. And a fitting goal to cap off a brilliant performance from your young Irons. I don't know about you, I just had a feeling when he got it onto his left foot, I thought this is going to go in. You just had that feeling, the way he was teeing up the strike, the space he had in front of him. Albeit he did actually have a Liverpool player in very close proximity, so it wasn't like he was in acres of room. But 3-0 now West Ham, 14 minutes to go. And they're in an extremely strong position now to get their 4th win of the campaign. Mamadou Kante's first goal, I think, since Sunderland away. I know he did score against Woking right in the first game of the National League Cup. The first game of the season, in fact, in August. So this will take some comeback now from Liverpool. West Ham have done everything they needed to do in this second half. Take their chances. Continue doing what they were doing in the first half, but just make them count. And they've made 3 of them do that. So, of course, the next Premier League 2 game at Rush Green will be Chelsea on the 16th of January. So over 2 months till we resume Premier League 2 action at Chadwell Heath. Not a bad way to go out. Josh Ajala caught in an offside position.
Good lad. Right job.
Oh, a bad 8. Judged to have fouled his opponent there. And I think he'll be the first recipient of a card of the yellow variety.
Focus, come on! Ezra!
Here's Morrison. Now Landers, he looks to drive forward and add himself onto the action. Looks to thread it through. Kaliste sprinting to the byline to try and keep it in.
Lock it down! Lock it down!
Here's Mayers. That's flicked nicely. Here's Landers to make it 4. And the flag is raised. Unfortunate there for Josh Landers, as he's denied his 6th Premier League 2 goal of the season. And that really would have been an emphatic way to make it 4. What a second half performance that would have made it. So 10 minutes left. Plus stoppage time. Both players having a go at one another there. West Ham coming away with it. There's Oyabade. Nice footwork. Bringing it forward. Waiting for Adieli to make that run. Perhaps just a little late, but he manages to nick the ball. See the lightning feet there shown from Adieli.
Keep working back, Ryan. Keep running back from me. Let's go, Keith.
Get the ball, make sure it's still, and play. Stay connected! Get back in, John.
Here's Nallo.
Yes, Rambo! Give it in!
Wellity lucky. Ramsey's pass lacks quality, and you can see the body language in the Liverpool players getting frustrated with one another, especially the ball played forward from the 22-year-old Calvin Ramsey. Cade Gordon looking the most annoyed at his right back.
Yeah, straight! All the way up! Throwing game, Preston! Get your pairs! Forward! Runners!
Now a chance for Kante to try and get an assist. Finds Kaliste. Loads of players in the centre of the box. Kaliste goes alone. The ball ends up in the side netting. Will be a corner kick for West Ham. But Kaliste wanting to get involved in the goal scoring action himself. He had Landers, Ajala and Adieli in room. It will be Emeka Adieli to send in this delivery. Or perhaps a short pass with Fearon going in to provide an option just yards away. Not anymore.
First contact! Boulder!
Adieli beats his first man, finds Mayers, didn't direct it towards the goal like he'd have liked. The long ball forward is occupied by Batram, and the final touch comes off Cade Gordon. So with the other games finalised, as things stand at the end of this Friday night, West Ham up to 6th. That's more like it, West Ham. As Jethro Medine comes on to make his 7th substitute appearance of the season. He came on as a substitute against Wolves. Played a full 90 versus Aston Villa before that. And he'll be replaced, or he will replace Josh Ajala, the second goal scorer, who's back amongst the goals now. Ajala, I think it's fair to say, after a time out with injury. Feels like we're starting to see the Ajala of last season and more, given his progress. I think what's so strong about West Ham in the second half display is it doesn't feel like you've really seen their centre halves just pass it round to each other. There's been high tempo about West Ham. I mean, that wasn't the most glamorous of passes, it has to be said, as it does go over for a Liverpool corner. But often you can see the West Ham back line passing it around each other, playing very patient, playing quite slow. But this second half, it's been high energy, high tempo, and they've really blown Liverpool away. So for the final 5 minutes, Carter Pinnington, the defender, comes on. Perhaps damage limitation shown from Rob Page. Of course, he can play as a holding midfielder, but also a centre half. He was another one of the players who was part of the squad against Crystal Palace in the EFL Cup. He replaces Tommy Pilling.
Drop in! Don't break that ball. Don't break.
So a chance for Liverpool to get on the score sheet. West Ham will want to keep that clean sheet, and safe hands from Hegyi ensures they do for now. Now he looks to try and launch it forward. Kaliste holding it up nicely. He's brought down. Free kick goes West Ham's way.
Do it properly! Keep looking forward!
Right run.
Here's Adieli.
Again, Jeffo. Been available.
Batram. Fearon sending one over towards Batram. Some nice triangles going on from West Ham now. Adieli bursting forward. Medine popping up in this left wing back position.
Good! Lock it down!
Briggs.
Lock it down, Ezra! Left shoulder!
Batram again. Sloppy first touch. Sees Liverpool come away with a throw-in. Bade picking up the ball and playing into the space of Adieli. Now Landers can try and flick it back. They want to go for goal. Here's Kante. Nice second attempt of a screamer there. Kaliste. The latest substitute in Medine. He's brought down. The referee. Penalty. Good work there from the latest entrantee in Jethro Medine. Winning the penalty. And now making sure that West Ham just can run away with it now. Beating a couple of players, and it was Calvin Ramsey, the player to bring him down. Unsure who's going to take this one. I feel Josh Landers will fancy it, but it may be given to Medine. He won the penalty. It's not like they need to score it. So give it to the player that won it.
Follow it in.
So Jethro Medine to score his first ever goal for the under-21s. He hasn't scored a goal in a Premier League under-21 or 18s competition since the 23-24 season. And now he's got a chance to get his first goal for the under-21s. Up against Miskia. And it's saved. Gutting for Medine. A low and weak penalty. That couldn't get West Ham's fourth, and more importantly for him, his first goal in a long time. Hoping he'd send the keeper the wrong way there. Well, if you are still watching at home, thank you very much. Do let us know, what do you think the last game West Ham won this convincingly was? Of course, they've had some strong results this season. The last time they won a game by 3-0 was in fact Birmingham. I thought it could have actually been longer, but no. Birmingham City, of course, at the end of September. That George Earthy masterclass. Another 3-0 win this time. See some frustration. More frustration shown from Kate Gordon. The fourth official is about to wave how much added on time there'll be. So 4 minutes added on.
Well done, Jethro. Keep going, son. Do it properly.
No nerves this time for West Ham, although they will want to keep the clean sheet. Liverpool have hardly tested them really in this second period. Even overall, West Ham have been the better of the two. The scoreline certainly shows that. Medine brought down. Quality lucky, still taking his time to get back up after he sustained a fair knock there from Medine. And that's why the referee is just going to have to go over and check. Make sure everything is okay. Well, so late on in the game. Receiving a knock like that isn't ideal at any point in the game, really. But now the attention turns to the National League Cup. West Ham, of course, do have now a couple of weeks off, with a selection of the players going on international duty. And they'll be back for National League Cup action all the way down in Cornwall against a side who just got promoted from the National League South into the National League, and they're top of their group. And talking of things at the top, that goal there, right into the top corner. A top finish there from Mamadou Kante. So Daniel Onanuga, the player who was injured there for a brief moment. Of course, talking about the National League Cup, West Ham currently lie 4th on 5 points. Truro top on 9, so that would be a very big result to go down to Cornwall and get the 3 points. Of course, West Ham didn't advance out of the National League Cup last year. Maybe they could have a chance this year. As we approach the final 70 seconds of the game. So one of the best West Ham performances I've seen so far this season from the under-21s. High tempo, high energy, skillful, good finishing. And managed to put the game away early in this second half through scoring goals at good times. Alfieri. Adieli. Slightly heavy touch, but he's still going to make something of this, and they'll end the game with a corner kick.
Two out. Kieran.
You need them up, Chris. Chris, need them up now.
Caliste, who wanted a goal so badly, ended up getting a corner out of it, will be the one to take probably this final corner of the game, and perhaps last kick as well. Played in with the right. Comes off ahead, and that is a free kick. You see they look defeated. I mean, they are, but just they look gutted, Liverpool. Just want to get the game over with and head back to the northwest where they can rejuvenate and go again in the EFL Trophy on Wednesday against Chesterfield. As for West Ham, it's a very good night of Premier League 2 football. Their joint best results in the competition this season. Unless Liverpool can make something happen here, of course, with Onanuga going down, it has meant that there will be added on time to added on time. But not for long, as an absolute wonder goal from Mamadou Kante means that they win convincingly, West Ham, and they head up all the way to 6th. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. It's been a pleasure. Have a lovely weekend. It ends here. West Ham 3, Liverpool 0.